Fighting out of the Bronx, New York, Jorge Luis, the True Teron.
First, I want to say we appreciate the opportunity to even speak to you. We love the fact that you are from the Bronx and you're Puerto Rican. That's what we are from, so it's only right that you're our first official interview here.
There's some nice pictures you guys have up there, man.
Yeah, that's a little younger than you, but you aging like fine wine, my brother. You don't age. You don't age.
Thank you. I just heard some bad news about the Fury Wilder fight may be getting postponed.
Yeah, that's horrible news. I don't know. We want to start off talking about that horrible news. We could get into that, but I want to focus on you. I just got a chance to look into your 3 consecutive Golden Glove championship years, and I'm heavily impressed, man. What type of training did it take to get there?
I was really young when I won the first one. The first one I won in 2002, and they ended up changing the rules the year after that because now I think you have to be 17 before you start the tournament. But I won it because I fought in the Garden when I was still 16. So I was. It's funny. I remember one time being a little nervous about the fight. I mean, I had a lot of experience, so I wasn't nervous about the fight. I was nervous about fighting someone with a mustache, which is hilarious. I was fighting a 28-year-old guy that I ended up stopping, and I was 16, so it was pretty fun.
A lot of people don't know that, but in boxing, like what he said, it was 16. You was considered an adult. So once you turn 18, you could actually sign yourself up to fight grown men.
Exactly.
I remember that time. Because I was like 15, and then when I came back to box at 16, I finally fought somebody who was like 23 years old, and it was way different. It was like, oh man, it's a lot tougher.
Oh, yeah.
That's
fight
amazing.
A grown man at 16.
Xander Zayas was the youngest fighter ever to be signed by Top Rank at 16 years old.
I think he signed at 16. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Because how hard is it to even accomplish that at such a young age? What does that say about him?
Xander, I've seen him fight a couple times. The kid has a tremendous future, man. The kid's really good. I think he's gonna eventually outgrow the welterweight division because I think he's a welterweight right now.
Right.
But he's huge.
He's probably gonna be a full-fledged middleweight, and he has future world champion written all over him.
Your last fight wasn't too long ago. So is there a chance? And I see you looking in shape. Is there a chance that you would consider coming back to the sport of boxing?
If the right opportunity presented itself, I still think I have a good 3 years left in me. So the good thing is that I have almost 30 fights, so I wouldn't need to start from the bottom.
Right.
But so if the right opportunity presented itself, it's something I'm definitely open to. Yeah.
Right. You have a great record, 25-3-1, if I'm saying that one correctly.
Yeah.
So I believe you still have an opportunity at 36 in 2021. I believe 36 is the new 26. You know what I'm saying?
This is true, man. Things are aging slower now for some reason.
I wanted to ask you because I remember we spoke yesterday a little bit, but how was it winning those Golden Gloves?
Oh, like I said, I told you yesterday. I mentioned this. I had some success as a professional. I was ranked number 4 in the world. I won the NBA title. I won the NBO title. But my proudest moment was probably winning the New York City Golden Gloves.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was my proudest moment. Just because it meant so much. You fought in the Garden, and it meant you were the man. To win a New York City Open class Golden Gloves means you're the man at that weight class. And that felt good.
But I read that you did it in 2 divisions. Featherweight and lightweight open. So that's pretty impressive.
At 125 pounds and then 2 years consecutively at 132 pounds.
You think you can make 125 right now?
Oh, if I cut off a leg or something, maybe.
I feel 10 pounds lighter.
How was it winning a title as a pro? Because, it's very different, but how was that, accomplishing that feat?
It was great. It was something that I fell short of my ultimate goal, which is to win a world title. But winning the NBO title was great, man. It put me in a position to, for bigger fights and really to make better money and stuff. So it was great.
So, yeah, from my perspective, you was one of those guys, because I only think of like you, Danny Jacobs, guys that like Zab Judah, who I've seen from the amateurs actually fight on TV and see them on ESPN and Showtime and stuff like that. So it was definitely, from my perspective, a great thing to see you go from amateur champion to professional champion.
Oh,
And-
thank you.
And how was your relationship with Mike Breland?
Oh, Mark, Mark trained me for most of my fights. So yeah, we had a lot of success together. Mark, he's very soft spoken, but we had a great relationship. I love Mark Breland, man. Great
Absolutely.
coach.
Well,
Great trainer, even better person.
he looks like a great person, and I hope that the casual audience and even the public understands that he had good intentions in that Wilder decision, and he's a great coach. He trained Wilder to the heights that he reached.
Wilder only became heavyweight champion because he had Mark Breland. Deontay Wilder doesn't know a fish hook from a left hook. Yeah, he has a right hand, and that's basically it. If he doesn't kill you with the right hand, he has nothing. He has no sense of distance, no sense of the jab. Or everything he learned, he got it from Mark Breland.
I absolutely agree with that. And the fact is, Breland had a great right hand himself. So if he had a great trainer, it would be Mark Breland. So
Stylistically, yeah.
So what was the other questions you had, Joe?
And how do you see this Deontay Wilder trilogy ending up?
Honestly, I think Tyson Fury gets him out of there again in like 6 rounds, 6 maybe 7 rounds. I mean, they've honestly, I don't see the need for a trilogy, honestly, because Tyson Fury beat him 2 times already.
You really?
Absolutely.
The first time they fought, it was a draw, even though Tyson Fury won every single round, which he wasn't knocked down in, so he won 10 out of 12 rounds. And the second fight, he knocked him out. There's no need for a trilogy.
No, I absolutely agree with that.
We know who the better fighter is, So
I agree with that. But what does that say about Wilder's character? That even in a fight that it clearly looks like he won't win, that he actually went to court through litigation, through mediation, and actually got the fight going. And look, as you just heard, as you said to start the interview, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury has been canceled. So we definitely hate to hear that sort of thing. And I'm hearing that it won't be happening until October. So it will be a long time that we'll probably see that fight, and then that delays Anthony Joshua fighting the winner. So it's just a horrible.
Delays the undisputed fight. Honestly, Deontay Wilder, he would have won over a lot of fans had he just said, "Hey, Tyson Fury was a better man tonight," and that's it. Let bygones be bygones.
We're getting a fight that we don't really want to get. So I want to go to a fight that we never really got, but we are going to get in an exhibition match, which is Miguel Cotto versus Juan Manuel Marquez. Both of those guys are some of my favorite fighters. And the fact is they never got to fight. How do you see that matchup? Are you not excited because of its exhibition prospects, or are you still excited because these two guys are wonderful?
Had this been 10 years ago, this would have been a lot more exciting.
Yeah. But, I noticed you got the Puerto Rico versus Mexico flag too behind you.
So it's perfect. That's why it made me think of it. It was perfect.
I got my fiance is Mexican, so I got Puerto Rico and Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love
she
that,
wins
the
those fights.
She wins those.
She definitely wins those fights.
How is your relationship today with Badu Jack?
Oh, I consider Badu Jack a brother of mine. I mean, we text a couple times a week. He's right now, I think he's in Sweden, but we've remained close. Throughout the years. When he first came from Sweden to the United States, we had the same manager, so we were roommates.
Oh, wow.
We were roommates for a while. We had the same trainer, Eddie Mustafa. We started.
So you have a real connection. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. He's a great guy too, man. Great guy, great family man.
He looks like it. I've seen his performances. He's a tough guy.
He's a warrior.
Yeah, he's definitely a warrior.
He's done the opposite of my career, which is I consider myself maybe a career underachiever, where Badu is he's an overachiever. Every fight that he was supposed to lose, he came up big. And he got screwed a couple times with these draws. He got like a million draws, but he won those fights.
Well, I would say don't undermine your own career, because I've seen many fighters with worse records mount amazing comebacks in their career. So I would say you still have a huge window of opportunity to make something happen.
I think so too. And hopefully I could write a good storybook ending now.
But it looks like that is your motivation. The fact that you want to go over that kind of reputation. And we're big fans of MMA. And in MMA, there's a bunch of fighters that record-wise, you would probably overlook them. But they come back from long careers and amazing accomplishments, you know?
That's a good thing about MMA. A good thing about MMA is one loss doesn't define you. You know, in boxing, you know, once you lose that, the shine is off the penny and everyone writes you off. Oh, he was overrated. Oh, he's a bum. Oh, when sometimes, honestly, you can have a bad night. You just have a bad night.
Oh, absolutely, you can. Absolutely.
Boxing is one of the few sports where you have to be perfect. You're not afforded a bad night.
Right, and I think a little bit what facilitated that was the fact that Floyd Mayweather became the pay-per-view king, and his whole career was predicated on his undefeated record.
Undefeated, exactly.
Yeah, the media makes a big deal about it. But what's your perspective on the division that you fought in at 135? Because it's pretty stacked right now.
Wow.
It's pretty exciting.
Amazing question.
Yeah. 135 is probably the hottest division in boxing right now. There's a bunch of guys. You have, Teofimo Lopez, who's a unified champion. You have Devin Haney. You have honestly, but you have guys like Gervonta Tank Davis, who has one of the minor belts there. You have Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell, so many guys. Honestly though, one guy that I'm a big fan of, he's also from the East Coast. That's probably gonna end up being the best of the bunch in years to come is Shakur Stevenson.
Wow.
I think when it does settles and somebody comes out on top, I think Shakur is gonna be better than all these guys.
Really? Okay. I respect
you got there's a lot of names there, man.
There's so many great young lightweights, and that era is beautiful. And I believe that is the division that shows that the era that we're living in has too many titles.
It's bad enough we have 4 sanctioning bodies already.
Right.
I wish it's bad enough we have 4 different champions, but every sanctioning body should just have one champion. What's this regular champion, super champion, silver champion, like that?
The diamond champion.
I'm waiting for the super regular, officially linear championship.
Franchise. It's bad enough there are 4 champions. Let's keep it at 4. We don't need 8 champions in one division. It's insane.
Absolutely. It will force all those beautiful fighters to get into the ring.
And what's this other kid that Floyd has? Romero, the Rolando Rolly Romero. He has a WBA like minor title at 135.
It just makes it uberly confusing.
He's a ways down from all those other names that I just said, though. He's not ready for any of those guys.
What do you want to do next?
I want Gervonta Davis, a 140.
You really think you're ready for that?
Yes, I want him at 140.
Why do you think you're ready for that after 13 fights?
I mean, he got it at 16, no? I have 14 now. So I'm ready for it. Can't stop him. I'm going to knock him out.
Right.
He's undefeated, though, right? Rolando's like, 18-0, 19-0, something like that?
Yeah. He seems to be a really good puncher too, but he still has a lot to learn, I think.
Well, I can't forget to mention the fact that Amanda Serrano is completely dominant right now, and I don't believe we've seen a Puerto Rican dominate a division in an era like she has. What do you feel about her and her career?
Oh, she has so much skills, man. Her skills are, I mean, if you're gonna make a top 15, top 20 pound for pound list, men or women, you have to include her. She's that good. She's that good. Yeah.
Well, we don't want to spoil our next video, but our next video coming out is the top 5 underappreciated Puerto Rican fighters currently, and she's really high on that list.
Oh yeah, as she should be. No, she I think it's gonna be one of those things. It's gonna be one of those things where 15, 20 years from now, people are gonna be asking us, "Oh my God, were you around in the Amanda Serrano days?" We should give her flowers now. Appreciate her right now. Let her know how special she is right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. She's actually a very open person to the fans. She's actually responded to us many a times. She responds to every piece of content that we try to connect her to. She'll support us. So she's very close to the fans. This might come across as blasphemous because you never want to hear that you're being treated too good. But I believe these boxers are being overpaid without proving the gains of pay-per-view. They haven't proven.
Honestly, I wish I was born 15 years later, because
oh my God,
the money now in boxing is insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe boxing and MMA have the opposite problem. MMA underpays some of their fighters, and boxing overpays some of their fighters.
And in MMA, some of these UFCs, they have 2 million pay-per-view buys, but the main event guy is only getting like $150,000-$200,000.
Yo.
Yeah. That's absolutely.
If you're generating over 1 million pay-per-view buys, you should be getting millions of dollars.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that.
No, it's just
especially when they do those big numbers like that too, because it's true.
Yeah.
Like I think Poirier in his last fight, he finally made $1 million, but they did over 1 million pay-per-views, so he got like $1 out of each pay-per-view. Like,
had that been boxing, he'd be making 5, 6, 7, 8 million.
Yeah, he would have made a lot more.
Do you believe boxing has any potential, like uber personalities? Because that's what I believe boxing's missing in this era. They don't have personalities.
Yeah,
they have amazing fighters. Personalities are trash, to be quite frank.
I think Teofimo's better.
Teofimo's probably the most exciting.
Guys doing backflips and stuff, but but no one's really standing out like that, man.
I agree with you. I believe until boxing gets like a real entertaining type of fighter, I believe that's the reason why Logan Paul is able to succeed in this era, because he's a kind of entertaining guy. Even if you find all of that corny, to a certain audience and to a pretty large audience, is entertaining.
Now, I know someone in that camp, which is Jalen Love, and he's been in that Jake Paul camp and stuff, and he's telling me these guys, they're really putting in the work. So I don't mind that. I don't consider them YouTubers anymore, because they've been in the gym, putting in the work, actually sparring. So they're respecting the craft. So more power to them.
I know. At this point, I do gotta give him credit. And now, no one can say he hasn't fought a fighter, because now he's gonna fight Tyron Woodley, and that's gonna be a tough fight. And if he can win,
he still has to fought a boxer, but
that's true.
He's taking steps to that, but I don't think he's gonna get past this one. I think Woodley's a little too much for him, in my opinion.
Yes, it's gonna be a good fight. That's gonna be interesting to see. I think Jake has enough to beat him, but it's gonna be interesting to see.
I have to ask you about this one. What do you feel about Anderson Silva's victory against Julio Cesar Chavez? How do you feel about that?
I think it shows how high was everybody on Anderson Silva 10 years ago? Anderson Silva was like,
No, he's the GOAT. He's considered the GOAT.
Exactly. He was the king of the crop back then. Then this is back when Roy Jones was, was pound for pound the best. So Anderson Silva's, he's that good. But I think it shows just how bad Chavez is.
Yeah.
Chavez is.
He's done a lot of things to show that his discipline has been lacking for a long time. I remember
what's funny is his father seems to be in tremendous shape still.
Yeah, his father's like
Chavez Senior seems to be in great shape.
Chavez gets mad too. You can see his dad getting pissed off like all the time at his son.
When he asked Canelo to come to the ring, I'm sure he's thinking, man, this is supposed to be my son, not this. He wants
to make a trade. Can I trade you? Can you come join the family?
You do have the Mexican flag behind you. I do believe Mexican fighters have this rap that they're just, brawlers. But I do believe, they do, and it's true for the most part. That is true.
Oh yeah, no, but Canelo Alvarez is doing a great job of changing that narrative.
He is.
He has great defense. He has great offense. He's not taking 3 to give you 1.
I believe the Morales era, the Barrera era, showed us that as well. Those guys were brawlers, but they were like technical brawlers. They threw straight punches. They were zigzagging. They were going on the L axis. They were like dancing.
Look what Barrera did to Hamed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That was a classic. Cause that was my guy, man. As a kid,
And
I remember seeing him live.
I seen him
when he
knocking
fought Kelly.
everybody out. Yeah.
When he fought Kelly, I was there live. That was like the first professional fight I saw live. When he was dancing to Men in Black. Here comes the Men in Black. I was watching that shit live, man. That shit was crazy. And he knocked out Kelly. And yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite guys right there. Got a lot of memories watching him.
Madison Square Garden is amazing, though. It is amazing, man.
Yeah.
Remember when we seen Cotto Kaladi live in Madison Square Garden? That was a great event. That was a great fight.
No, boxing in the Garden. That's why, I mean, you have Barclays now. Barclays, I think, has a long way before it's ever Madison Square Garden.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's Shea Stadium compared to Yankee Stadium, man. We're from the Bronx.
Exactly.
You don't compare that, you know? Mm-hmm. And there's just something about the same location, the same infrastructure that even the new Yankees, they kind of lost the magic when they switched buildings. So it's hard to change the building and then bring the magic with you. So it's amazing.
It's not the home. It's not the home that Ruth built anymore. You know, it's across the street.
Exactly.
It's across the street.
Exactly. Yeah, speaking of the Yankees, man, we got to get rid of Cashman.
Oh man, talking about that. Get rid of Cashman. What is it? Because we're New Yorkers now, so we just can't talk about boxing. We got to talk about New York sports.
Well, I mean, the product that he put on the field sucks. We have a shit team. They either strike out or hit a home run.
Hold on a minute, player.
If you looked at the team on paper, we had a great team.
Can't stay healthy. These guys are 6'7", 260, whatever they are. No, the guys need to be linebackers. They can't be baseball players. I'd rather the little guys, Alfonso Soriano guys, small guys.
Oh wow.
I believe we're living in an era of finding the next Puerto Rican superstar. We have Edgar Berlanga. We have Xander Zayas. We have so many of these young guys. We have Janelson Boca Chica Figueroa. There's a lot of these guys that are really.
I love what those two guys are doing, and they were Top Rank, and Top Rank does a great job of promoting their fighters and moving them along. Edgar Berlanga. What people don't know, I'm a little older than him, so I didn't see him. I wasn't with him coming up, but I know the people in Brooklyn he trains with and stuff. He trains with Andre, who I've known my entire life. And the kid has skills. Yes, obviously he can punch. Obviously, he has that, which is God-given ability to knock people out. But he actually has skills. In the gym, he's putting in the rounds in the gym. But he just hasn't had to show that in the ring yet.
Yeah, he got like 180 fights or something like that. He got a lot of amateur experience, yeah.
A good fight for him soon. I'm sure, the top-ranked matchmakers are much smarter than I am. But a good guy for him would be somebody like a Gabe Rosado.
Ooh.
Yeah, everybody's talking about that one. And Gabe Rosado's been on the road.
He just knocked somebody out.
Use that word earlier. Ooh, big shot.
I thought he beat Daniel Jacobs. This guy is tough. He's actually on our list too. Not to spoil it, but he's on our list too.
Yeah, that would be a great fight for Edgar Berlanga.
You think he wins that fight? I think that fight might be a little too tough. I think that'd be.
I think he's supposed to win that fight, but in boxing, you never know, man. I think Rosado would be a very, very live underdog.
Yeah, I mean, he fought everybody. Triple G, Charlo.
Berlanga's supposed to win that. I think, that was some guy imitating Daniel Jacobs. That wasn't Daniel Jacobs, that fight.
Oh, you believe that was one of the bad nights that a fighter could have?
Oh,
yes.
Because I do believe one thing that doesn't come into fight analysis is the mentality of the fighter. That's never a part of the equation.
Yeah. Daniel Jacobs laid an egg. He laid an egg that fight. He let a lot of people down. I
believe what happens to certain guys is that they fall into the hype. Like, I'm gonna beat this guy. Everybody's telling you should beat this guy. So you take it easy, and that happens, I believe, subconsciously.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened to Daniel too. There's a difference too when you're boxing and you need to win and you need this money and you need it, and we're all, as opposed to when you're a little bit comfortable already, and then you might have been a little bit comfortable, too comfortable.
Another thing that happens too is just life, personal problems. You might be going through it with your wife. You might be going through it, family situations, and it derails your training. So there's a lot of things that happen. Life happens. So
I have a little personal story as opposed to that. One of the times I fought in Manhattan at the what's called on Broadway boxing on one of the Bella shows, but I win a 10-round fight, right? It's all good. I come out, I was celebrating, and my family's all looking at me with like these sad faces. I'm like, hey guys, I just won. What the hell's going on? And I didn't know, but my grandma had just got a stroke early that morning. But my family didn't tell me though, because I was fighting that day.
Wow.
So, these fighters that we see on TV, they have they could be having a lot of things going on personally, but they just don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that could mess up. Had I known that going into the fight, I probably would have fought it. I probably would have, what's going on. I want to get back to see how my grandma's doing. I want to get back.
Oh man, right.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So a fighter's mental is definitely important. You have to get yourself in that mindset, that warrior mindset, and just get away from everything.
Focus. But man, we don't want to take too much of your time. I think that basically we got everything that we needed, and this time we're gonna put it together. There's definitely audio on this video. There's definitely audio.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Good luck with you guys' show, and anytime you guys need me on, just shoot me a text. I'll be on.
We definitely will. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. You too.
All right, have a good one.
Appreciate you, buddy.